Good evening, everyone. This is China Bailey for Cybersecurity 630. Today is September 11th, 2024, and I will be presenting the Fair Information Practice Principles. So, we are going to start off understanding the Fair Information Practice Principles. So, first, we need to understand what are the Fair Information Practice Principles. These are guidelines that help companies and the government handle people's personal information responsibly. They focus on being honest about how data is used, only collecting what is necessary, and protecting information. So, why are they important? They are important because they help protect people's private information from being misused. They make sure that companies don't collect more data than they need, and they have to be open about how they're using this data and this information. These rules build trust and they protect everyone's personal data from getting into the wrong hands. So, how do the Fair Information Practice Principles keep our information protected? It keeps the information safe by making sure that companies follow certain rules. For example, they can't collect too much information about you, and they have to make sure that the data they do collect is secure. If a company breaks these rules, they are held accountable and they could face some penalties. We are now going to talk about three core principles that ensure the individual's privacy is respected: transparency, individual participation, and purpose specification. So, again, the Fair Information Practice Principles are a set of guidelines that help protect personal data. So, we're going to first talk about transparency. Organizations must be clear and open about what personal information they collect and how they use it. Individual participation. Individuals have the right to see the personal information that organizations collect about them. And then purpose specification. Organizations must specify why they're collecting your data before they gather it. They cannot use it for other purposes unless they get your consent. Organizations should protect your data from breaches and theft. For example, banks use encryption to secure your financial data when you access online banking, right? So we all have our passwords, our usernames, but again, banks have another security measure where they use encryption. Also, when we shop with companies like Amazon and Google, they are always undergoing frequent audits to ensure that their privacy practices meet legal requirements. There are many privacy laws, but one that is really important and well known is HIPAA. You have to remain HIPAA compliant. Healthcare providers must protect our medical records, and they can only share them with consent by law. Next, we are going to talk about protecting personal information. These are things like your name, your address, and your social security numbers. It is crucial for protecting this sensitive data. Did you know that federal agencies are required to also follow these laws? They must protect citizens' data. So there are a few ways that they can put each principle into action. Again, we talked about transparency. Federal agencies, they must provide clear privacy notices on their website. Individual participation. Citizens can request access to government records containing their personal information. Security. Agencies like the IRS use strong encryption to protect tax information. And then we have accountability and auditing. Regular audits ensure compliance with data protection laws and practices. We must understand that it is really important to understand our data rights as well as the responsibilities of those handling our information. So, to sum everything up, these privacy laws help to ensure that our personal information is collected, used, and stored in ways that protect our privacy. Whether you're dealing with a business, a healthcare provider, a government agency, understanding these privacy laws is key to understanding your data rights and those responsibilities of those handling your information. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you again and have a great evening.